Hello, my name is Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be editing this photo in Lightroom and have it turn into this photo. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's jump right in. We are only going to be editing in Lightroom, so if that is all you have, you are good to go. We're going to start in the basic panel. We're going to bring down the highlights to bring back some of the highlights in the waves. So you can see bringing down the highlights just in the waves, pretty much. A little bit in the sky, but not too much. Mostly in the waves. We're going to bring up the shadows just a smidge. The white's probably not going to have too much room. So if you look up here, watch this little thing right here. This is show highlight clipping. So if we bring up the whites, you can see now that we've clicked on that, you can see where it's clipping. So all of the red is where it's clipping, excuse me. So all of the red is where it's clipping, like I just said. And so we're going to bring this down until there's no clipping. You don't want it to be clipping because then there is no color left. And the blacks, same with the blacks. I kind of figured so. These are going to be pretty black. Those were black. I think we will get away with doing some other adjustments using masks. And then pretty much just going to bring up the vibrance some and the saturation some, and we're done. I'm just kidding. I'm going to go down here and turn on the remove chromatic aberrations. I do this on every single image just because. So it says unable to locate a matching profile automatically, and that is because I forgot I took this photo with my drone. We're going to go back up here. We're going to, I think I'm going to start with some masks. And what we're going to do is select a range of color, which is Shift J if you don't want to go all the way through all those buttons. And we're going to click here. So the only amount of refining we have, I think I'm going to do something like so. Although it was on 50, so that did a pretty good job. You can add more by clicking here. So shift and clicking. And so that looks, don't like that. So that looks pretty good. I'm actually going to intersect this mask with a, my brain just totally went empty. I'm going to intersect this mask with a linear gradient. That's the word I was looking for. So now we can do something like this, and it's only going to select where that color was. So I'm going to shift the color to a little more blue, bring up the saturation, probably bring up the whites. No, I'm not going to bring up the whites. Might bring down the highlights some more so we can do that even more. Maybe bring up the whites now just a little bit. I just want it to be bright. And that looks pretty good. That looks basically what it looked like. So I think that is good for that mask. And now we're going to, what did I say that was? Shift J for color range. And so now I'm going to select this green over here. So it did a really good job of just selecting the green. Is there green? Where else is there green? So a little bit of green down here on these rocks. But again, if we select more than what we want, so I'm just kind of looking right here until that goes away. So I'm looking right here, and I'm just kind of looking until that goes away. But I might select more than what I want and then do the same thing. But I think I will probably use so I need to click here, then go to intersect with, so you can't use shortcuts with intersecting the mask, which is kind of annoying. I wish there was like, you could hold, control shift, whatever, and that would let you intersect the mask. That would be super nice. Adobe, if you watch this, just kidding. Linear or a radial gradient, and we're going to move this out of the way. And then I'm just going to select right along there. Probably not so much feather. Yeah, there's a lot of feather. So we're going to do something like this and then pretty much just put it right where we want it though. Get rid of the feather. Just like that, I think. And so now we're going to bring this down here. We're going to leave that the way it was. We're going to up the saturation some. We are going to up the whites, bring down the highlights probably, up the shadows a little bit, make it pretty bright. And I think that looks good. So yeah, I think that looks good. Pretty bright. So now I am going to bring down the sky some. And so the sun was shining from over here. So there was quite a bit of yellow in the cloud. So I think we're going to bring that out. We'll go to our masks and then select sky. So it'll probably do an okay job. I'm not expecting it to do, oh, it did really good. I was not expecting it just because this is so close to being the same color as that, but there is a pretty definitive line. So I'm going to probably just actually intersect this mask with a linear gradient again and drag this down. So something like so. And then I'm going to bring down the highlights some, quite a bit. Whites some, how about the shadows? Shadows some, and then make it a little more yellow. Probably tilt this to be more like so. Yeah, right there. So I'm not sure I like the yellow quite that much, just a little bit. So we're going to start over with these. Well, we just bring the exposure down just a little bit. See, like, too much. I like it to be just subtle, you know? Subtle. Okay. So before and after, very subtle. And then I think I'm actually going to do kind of the same thing down here, just add a radial gradient right here. So Shift M for a new radial gradient. I'm going to click right here. We need to feather this a whole bunch again. And then I'm going to bring down the exposure some there. Yeah, definitely like that. Much better. I'll actually bring this up some more and squish it in some. Rotate this over. Yeah, maybe a little bit more even. More, make that a little bigger so you can see it better. I think I should have made this photo a little bit, taken this photo more that way. Put this more in the middle. It's pretty heavy on this side, but I do like the photo overall. So if I could go back and take it again, I would, but I can't. So we're going to add a little bit of dehaze to the whole thing. Just a little bit of clarity. I'm going to bring my shadows up, save those clipping just because I don't want that in this photo. So I think that is it. Just a quick and fast edit on this one. Nothing too crazy. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you enjoyed watching editing this video or this photo of the shoreline in Hawaii, I greatly appreciate your time. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Leave me a comment down below. I respond to 99.95%. I'm never going to say I respond to them all, but I respond to a lot. Thank you so much. God bless. Stay safe out there and have a great day.